Alright, let's dive into something that's both timeless and deeply personal, songs from the 60s that were born out of real relationship drama. Now, what makes this really interesting is how these artists turn their most intimate struggles into art that resonates with millions. It's like they're whispering their diaries into our ears, decades later. Personally, I think there's something almost therapeutic about that, both for the songwriter and the listener. So, let's unpack a few of these tracks and see what they reveal about love, heartbreak, and the human condition. First up, For No One by the Beatles. On the surface, it's a melancholy tune from Revolver, but dig deeper, and it's Paul McCartney's raw response to his breakup with Jane Asher. What many people don't realize is how McCartney framed this as a song about rejection, not just loss. In my opinion, that's a crucial distinction. Rejection implies a sense of being unwanted, which hits differently than a mutual split. It's a detail I find fascinating because it adds this layer of vulnerability to the song. If you take a step back and think about it, McCartney's willingness to expose that feeling is what makes it universal. We've all been there, right? Feeling like we're not enough for someone. This raises a deeper question: how often do we turn our pain into something beautiful, like a song, instead of letting it consume us? Now, let's talk about Bob Dylan's Don't Think Twice, It's All Right. Most people hear this as a gentle breakup ballad, but Dylan himself said it's not a love song, it's a conversation with himself. That completely shifts how I interpret it. What this really suggests is that Dylan was using the song as a coping mechanism, a way to reassure himself after Suze Rotolo left him. From my perspective, that makes it even more poignant. It's not just about losing someone, it's about losing a part of yourself and trying to piece it back together. One thing that immediately stands out is how Dylan's lyrics are so simple yet so profound. It's as if he's saying, hey, it's okay to not be okay, and that's a message that never gets old. Lastly, Joni Mitchell's I Had a King, a song that's essentially a snapshot of her first marriage to Chuck Mitchell. What makes this track stand out is its honesty about incompatibility. Mitchell sings about two people who love each other but are fundamentally mismatched. Personally, I think this is where the song's power lies. It's not just about the end of a relationship, it's about the realization that sometimes love isn't enough. A detail I find fascinating is how Mitchell contrasts her husband's traditionalism with her own desire for innovation. She's in leather and lace, while he's stuck in another time. This raises a deeper question: how often do we stay in relationships because they're comfortable, even when they're holding us back? If you take a step back and think about it, these songs aren't just about breakups, they're about self-discovery. McCartney, Dylan, and Mitchell all used their music to process their pain and, in doing so, created something that speaks to all of us. In my opinion, that's the magic of art. It turns personal struggles into shared experiences. So, the next time you listen to these tracks, remember, they're not just songs, they're pieces of someone's soul, laid bare for the world to hear. And isn't that what makes them unforgettable?